Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Go, let's go. Come on, give it up, chat. Come on, tap in real quick. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Listen, we got us a cool little vibe tonight. We got us a cool, well, not tonight, today. Just checking in since we don't have practice today. Just kind of weighing in after all of the reports of our last few lives, talking about the spring scrimmage. Kind of want to dive into a live video, and then we're going to VOD format for this one for sure. This one is going to get straight cut, literally an intro to the point. We might, if we get caught up in some elongated conversations, we'll cut it up, but we're going to try to get into it, jump in the conversation. As you come in, you drop your comments. Make sure you drop a like and a share on the stream, kind of just working this off the hip. Wanted to go ahead and get this out the way. Know a lot of people are going to be doing it once spring ball is over. I'm going to start building it right now. So just trying to stay ahead of the game. Let's go ahead and start building our depth chart. Might as well speculate, might as well see how close we can become to our final spring practice depth chart. Hold on, y'all. Let me text back. All right, so let's get into the conversation. I got everything set up pretty nice and smooth, y'all. I really do this time around, for real. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to basically just take Alabama's roster. And let me see if I can get a good two-seater set up. Here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to take Alabama roster, and I'm going to change the background for this little. I'm going to change the background here. There we go. We're going to do that. We're going to do the film room right now. Basic. Keep it simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to build our depth chart right here. We're going to take Alabama's roster. Yeah, I can't see it because I got the mouse over it. But we're going to take Alabama's roster, as you can see right there. And we're going to start to build our depth chart based off of players available for camp and what we currently see. Not future projections. We'll put guys like Caden Proctor, Justin Jefferson, Deontay Lawson, guys that aren't be able to participate fully in practice. We'll put their names in there, but they won't be in the depth chart. We want to produce a depth chart based off of what we are able to evaluate during spring ball right now. Shout out to the Big 20 in the chat. We got 11 in the chat on Twitter, 9 in the chat on YouTube. If you're in the chat on YouTube, make sure you drop a like on the stream. If you're on Twitter, make sure you share it. If you're on Facebook, tap in and drop a reaction on the stream. It helps the stream, helps the platform grow by helping us continue to get that exposure that we feel like we greatly deserve. I feel like we're doing a good job. But we're going to be putting all this these players right here. We're going to be putting them on the roster. Depth chart style. Getting into the speculation of how this depth chart is going to look. As a matter of fact, let me see if I got the screen set up correctly. And I do. Let me exit out that blue bar. And we got the whole roster set up, y'all. We got everything set up. So hopefully y'all can see this pretty good. When we look at players, we're looking for players, we can zoom in. But right now on this here diagram, and we'll put a nice little lettering over. We'll get it updated and everything as we continue to go throughout spring ball and reports come out, and we'll adjust our depth chart based off our reports, our inside scoop, Smook scoop. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we'll continue adjusting and make it look good. So, and also during this segment, the phone line is going to be open. It's going to be open the whole segment. So if you jump in the conversation and you see me placing a position, we're having a discussion about a player at a certain position, call in, share your thoughts. I think I have the ringer turned up in the bike. Let me see. so I don't miss no calls. Oh, we gotta wait for it to load up. We're gonna wait for it to load up, chat. I'll let y'all know when the phone line's open. I promise you. I promise you. Let me see. What's this? We got that, and then this. Okay, boom. So we'll get rid of that one. And we'll come to here. All right, we'll do this over here. So phone line will be open in 10 minutes, y'all. We'll open the phone lines here in 10 minutes. And then we'll just allow people to interactively call in. We don't know how long this live is going to go. We want to try to do 2 hours. That's the plan, to do 2 hours. We're currently live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We'll be doing a TikTok got banned for some reason. I don't know why, but once we get our TikTok back up, we'll be straight. And we'll be going from that way. So appreciate everybody for tapping in once again. Thank y'all for pulling up. This wasn't a planned live. I just felt the need to do it, and I feel like we about to have some fun. So of course, everybody wants to start on the offensive side. Everybody wants to talk about quarterbacks, all this stuff, but I like our defense. I like the depth on that side. I like the conversation behind it, especially in the secondary. So for that reason, being for that reason, I would like to start with this the defensive side here. Let me go ahead and group these together so we don't have no more issues. All right, there we go. It's a group now. All right, so let's start at the let's start at the D line. I think the D line has a solid rotation. As far as depth, I think we kind of on the defensive side, depth chart placement between the first and second position across the defensive front, across the secondary, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I really believe Kane Womack and his defensive staff are bought into really trying to use their depth. They have a lot of talent on that side, both young and veteran talent. So I think they're going to be bought into it. So depth placement right now on the defensive side of the depth chart, I don't think is a discouraging thing if you're the number 2 guy or if you're the number 3 guy playing alongside the number 2 guy, or the number 2 guy in front of you is playing a lot in front of you next to the number 1 guy. So kind of on that mindset of things, let's get into it. Let's start at the bandit position. That's going to be our defensive line group, man. Let's see if we can get over here. See if we got this thing organized enough to where D-line. Let's go. We got the DBs. Did we do in number order? I think we did. Should have did by position group. But they all in the same area. So the bandit position, we're talking LT Overton. We're talking Keon Keeley. We're talking who else do we see playing that position out of the D-line room? Kelby Collins, maybe. Not yeah, Collins would be a bandit. Kelby Collins would be a bandit. And when you're looking at the bandit position, you're looking for your traditional defensive end build. So you look at Keon Keeley, who I think is probably going to be the leader in that room. With Ja Latham going to the Wolf rotation, I don't think Ja Latham goes over there and jumps Broussard. I think he's in that rotation. You have a solid 3-man, 4-man rotation in that Wolf room. But seeing a lot of LT Overton and Collins work yesterday, I think Collins will be pulling that primary first snap role. LT Overton, I mean, that's a like I said, that's a position where the 2 guys there are interchangeable, but you also can flex one of those guys to your Wolf if you got to go big on your front. So let's go base set. I'm gonna give LT Overton a nod. He has the experience in the scheme right now. So we're gonna give LT Overton the nod here for number 1 on the depth chart, and we're gonna do a top to bottom above the position. Right, I think that's a better look. So we'll see if we can expand this a little bit. All right, that don't look bad, chat. Right? That look all right. And make sure y'all dropping likes on the stream as you come in. We're building the depth chart, chat. We're building the depth chart. So if you drop in and I'm kind of caught up in a moment of creativity, make sure you just drop a comment. Let me know you're watching. Drop a like. Let me know you're there. Shout out to the 14 in the chat on YouTube. And how many we got in the chat on Twitter? Got 23 in the chat on Twitter. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Drop a like if you're on Twitter. Retweet, comment. I see the notifications. You can actually comment on the live. Click on the actual video and comment, and it'll show your comments up if you comment on Twitter. Appreciate y'all for being here. But so we're gonna start LT Overton right there at the Bandit right there. Bandit 1. We might have to bring everything down. Gonna bring everything down, chat. Hold on. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Ooh. All right, there we go. And it'll be the same down there when we do it too. Come on, chat. Now I want to start acting up. Before y'all got on, this thing was moving smooth. Let's just use D-pad then. Trying to use mouse and D-pad ain't gonna work, huh? I bet. No love. All right, let's move this up a little bit. So we're working the bandit position, starting with LT Overton right here. DN1. And we'll move those guys up. Boom. Let's just make this smaller. I think it'll be good once we get the screenshot and blow the screenshot up. So we got LT Overton. Right behind him, I'm gonna put Kelby Collins right there. Let's do it backwards. I wanna, it's not feeling starter right there. Let's do that like that. There go LT Overton. Then we're gonna come back, get Kelby Collins he's 17, number 17. Right? Yep, Kelby Collins right here. So we're gonna get Collins, we're gonna bring him down. Put him right behind LT Overton. Like I said, I think our defensive line rotation probably gonna be one of the best qualities on the team overall. Just the rotational depth that we should be able to use, right? Kelby Collins, we got Kelby Collins there. What's up, chat? Make sure y'all drop a comment as y'all tap in. Appreciate y'all drop them likes. Appreciate the 6 likes on the stream on YouTube. And then after after Kelby Collins, you start getting into some of your younger guys that are currently in development stage, talented guys, but more so in the developmental stage. Let's get in the defensive line room. Keon Keeley. I think we definitely got to keep Keon Keeley in this conversation. He in the scrimmage, I couldn't really see any separation. You really couldn't tell who was first either. The D-line was very disruptive. I think right now, in that position group, you're going to see a lot of personnel. This is how I feel about that depth chart right now. You're going to see a lot of personnel adjustment and movement for it's going to be a schematic game plan around the defensive line starting rotation. And let's just be honest. If we're talking just straight off production and looking at how we ended last year, this is how the rotation ended last year. Keon Keeley is the perfect fit for the bandit position. Has a little bit more athleticism than LT Overton. I'm gonna go with Keeley based off of what we saw from the scrimmage yesterday too. I'm gonna go Keeley. This is my 3-man rotation at the bandit position. I got Keon Keeley, LT Overton, and Kelby Collins. And yes, we saw LT Overton have a great year last year. But just because he's not the first one out on snaps doesn't mean he's not going to get starter like reps. We saw a deep rotation with our defensive line last year. You saw Tim Smith play a limited role, right? And still, make sure you comment as yourself. Good job, Bear. I see you. Go ahead, girl. Mary J in the back on 1s and 2s. So 3-man rotation right there at D-line. It has Kelby Collins at linebacker. So that means if they're listing him as a linebacker, that means he's going to be over there in that wolf rotation. Let me go ahead and get him over here. And that would make sense because you got to think you got Quay Russaw, you got Ja Latham, you got he definitely going to that bandit spot. 285. He going to that bandit spot. That's bandit. I mean, that's bandit all over, chat. I know he's listed as a linebacker, but that bandit position is interchangeable. You got to think. Keon Keeley came in as a linebacker, as an outside linebacker. That's what he got recruited to Alabama as. So, all right, let's go to the defensive tackle position. That's right there where you're going to find your Edric Hills, your Jordan Renards, your Steve Mdumas, like those guys. Well, Mduma's going to be more so on that nose tackle spot. So let's go to that defensive tackle position. Let's look at what we have available. Defensive line, you guys heard me say James Smith. I think he's your foregoing starter there at the defensive tackle position. Right? You look at what we have available. Defensive tackle James Smith. Right? He's your stunt big man in the middle. Your accessory to the clobber guy at the nose. Right? He's your other stuffer. But you're also depending on him to get pushed, work some of those lanes, work some of those gaps. I think right behind him, you get Jordan Renard-ish, Edric Hill-ish. More so Edric Hill. But I think Edric Hill is more so a nose tackle. I'm trying to think. Where did we see 90? Where did we see 90 yesterday? Where did we see 94? You got Jeremiah Beeman in that rotation. That's the deepest room, man. Because I'm looking now like, I know I seen these guys repping together yesterday. You know, I seen Edric Hill on the heavy set, you know, be in at the bandit position, but then most of his reps were interior. So I'm gonna go Edric Hill, being that he's flexing so much in different spots. I'm gonna go him surprisingly coming up right behind James Smith at that defensive tackle position. You look at the range of that position and why he plays between those two spots and those different techniques right there. Just kind of get y'all a visual. Edric Hill, same thing with Jeremiah Beeman. You're going to see him flex between the bandit and the the defensive tackle. Also between you go rabbit. It's guys like Edric Hill and Jordan Renard that you put in the at nose guard. James Smith, guys that can really get to the quarterback or can really trail and track down ball carriers. You put them at that in that position at the when your pass rush sets. All right, let's get these other two guys up here, because you can't ignore what Jordan Renard did during the season last year, playing a lot of spot reps, and not think that he's not building off of that. This spring, he's definitely taken a huge leap as far as his understanding of what he has to do in this scheme. Because you got to remember, he's another guy that was, recruited for a two-gap scheme. You know, he's a two-gap guy. Let me go up here and get number 11. Where you at? And that number 11 look good on the D-line. I just gotta be a little unbiased right now. Got to be a little unbiased right now. And like I said, another interchangeable body right here in between the tackle and the bandit position. I think when you look at guys like his build, you see the weight difference between him and Collins. You know, Collins is a little bit bigger, but he has the defensive end, traditional end capabilities. Jordan Renard has a lot of one gap technique type of capabilities that he kind of just, that's what he specializes in. You know, the violence on the interior, the way he likes to get into the mesh of things, that plays into his skill set, especially in the scheme. So you could put a leaner big body and Jordan Renard in on a lot of your pass rush play calls. You got a pass rush specialist here that's interchangeable, and you can put him in pass rush concept, you know, without losing size, without losing, you know, run stop ability at defensive end, gaining speed, size, right? Without losing, you get what I'm saying? Without losing access to you know, still get your pass rush and contain the run game. So, and then this rotation, I'm not sure about this D-line rotation. I'm probably going to be dead wrong, especially between the nose guard and the bandit. Like that's really, we really play with 3 true D linemen in this scheme. We really play with 3 true D linemen. So Kelby Collins, a true defensive end in my book. Keon Keeley, a true defensive end. LT Overton, a true defensive end. Those aren't guys that are going to go to the league and play linebacker. They're going to be defensive ends, right? Appreciate the 10 likes on the stream over there on YouTube, man. Shout out to the 17 in the chat. So you got who we just put down there? Jordan Renard. All right, then you got to think you still got guys like Jeremiah Beeman, who hasn't been making a lot of noise, but I think this is a guy that's bought into the long haul. He has a long-standing relationship with Freddie Roach, and I think he's doing those developmental things, especially this offseason. I've been seeing him with Coach L getting some training. He's been doing the developmental things in the offseason to kind of put himself in position to kind of be able to stay at this tackle position, but also be that big body nose guard that we want in the rotation. So we're going to put him like in between that tackle and nose position, because he's a bigger body. Same frame as Jordan Renard, same frame as Kelby Collins, same frame as Edric Hill. All of these guys, look at them, James Smith, all of them, same frames, same range. When you look at them coming out the locker room, you it's really hard to tell the difference between them. Just the anatomical makeup of our D-line is pretty sizable, right? But they're very athletic. You start looking at their skill sets, right? And they all have their different they all have like different things that they specialize in. I'm sorry. Y'all know when the lady texts you, I gotta make sure I'm aware. She know we working though. So getting back to the defensive line rotation, man. You're looking at the nose guard position, of course. You got Tim Keenan, I presume starter. I don't think he plays heavy reps this year at all. I just can't see it. Not when you got a motor behind him like Edric Hill, right? Who's going to get some of those nose guard reps. Not in that 300-pound club like the rest of them, but he's going to get a lot of reps there. I've seen the rotation already, right? Where the rest of them boys at? Steve Mbuma. I don't know why I keep wanting to put a D in that man's name, y'all. Y'all supposed to be helping me. Y'all be letting me mess folks' names up out here. I thought y'all loved me. All right, let's go big on these. Give a little bit definitiveness for the rotation. Tim Keenan, long-time standing quality player. I think is a better asset when he is limited to like the 45 or less range, man. Oh, y'all ain't get no notification? Oh, snap. Sully, share it up for me, man. Share it up on the socials. I'm gonna slow down then. I didn't know that the notifications weren't get seen. I see people jumping in and liking. We got 12 in the chat, 11 likes. Appreciate y'all. Let me know where you're watching from. I'll slow down a little bit. As a matter of fact, we're going to continue to build and then we'll go back over it. And then the phone line should be open by then so we can open up for a discussion, get people talking about what's going on here on the Coach Smook Network. I want y'all to see my little backdrop. Look at that. Thank you. Green screen back there ready for when we do our gaming. We got this thing set up, y'all. Back at HQ. Back at HQ. Gang. I got a Rice Krispie treat I'm about to eat too in y'all face. So look at it. We got Steve Bowler. Let me go get the rest of these D-line, man, because we're not done. Asai Fager is definitely going to be still a rotational depth piece developing, filling his frame out, right? I think he's probably going to be like right there, number 9, number 8 in the rotation. Like I said, we're going to use 11 defensive linemen, 9 to 11 defensive linemen. What's up, big homie? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you for coming in. 9 to 11 defensive linemen rotation. You're going to see probably that 1 through 6 get 60% of the reps. 7 through 7, 8, 9 probably going to get like 20%, and then 10, 11 going to be like 10-15%, right? And that's just guys not like that. The 5% being guys flexing in different spots. You get what I'm saying? So I think we starting to shape up a little bit with this roster. Well, the defensive line. Linebacker room gonna be real touchy. We got a lot of love we're gonna show, but I'm gonna tell you like I see it right now, based off the development and what we were able to see in practice. My boy Sully tapping in. You on lunch, Sully? I think I got me some lunch coming. I think. All right, looking at the D-line room. Come on, let's get back to it. And I think that's it for the defensive line rotation. Just making sure we ain't got nobody anywhere in zero. And I only put players that's available for camp right now. So this is what's available. If I'm missing anybody, y'all let me know. Let's check it out. And now we can adjust. Now that I have them all down here, we can adjust and kind of see where we can level this out. Because I see the interchangeable guys. I see our 10-man rotation. You included interchangeable guys. I'm talking about guys like Jordan Renard, who can play the end and give you a depth of rotation there. But he's probably going to be playing tackle. You got Jeremiah Beeman, who's probably going to be fighting for that 8th or 9th man rotation. How many spots can you play? So if somebody goes down, you're number 2 over here now, but you're possibly number 3 over here, right? Greg, what's good, Greg? So looking at it that way, good to see y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Me and Jay in the back on the 1s and 2s. And then that nose guard position, you got your guys in the middle that's just going to wreck and wreak havoc. You got Landon Simmons showing up. Another body that's going to be at that nose guard, I believe, right? You got him showing up this summer, another freshman. I think it's going to be crazy. I think Bolo is really ready. Day one ready. You know, we don't miss nothing with this D-line rotation. You got a lot of depth there. What's good, Greg? Good to see you. Take a little sip real quick. And then we're going to go to where y'all want to go next. I don't want to go to the secondary yet. The cornerback position was very, very interesting to see. So we're gonna wait to open that conversation up, all right? We're gonna wait to open that conversation up. All right, let's go to the linebacker position. Gonna slide this over here just a little bit. The Mike position, the Will. Make that a little bit smaller. Let that know that's interchangeable. And I want this to be here because I want that to be known that he's like right there in that rotation there for Jordan Renard. Is like, honestly, and if this makes sense, I want y'all to think of this. So if I had to look at Jordan Renard's situation right now, in Edric Hill, you have a for sure number 2 defensive tackle, where when you are going into a set where you want your pass rushing defensive tackle, you want Edric Hill in the game. Right? What's good, Alec? Good to see you in the chat, my guy. Make sure you drop a like on that stream, drop a thumbs up. And then also, I don't see your wristband, man. Go ahead and grab you one of them wristbands. Become a member of the family. Join the AAA fam. Go check out all the perks we have as members. We got some members-only videos, some stuff that I've released that's no longer available publicly. As a member, you can go back and rewatch it, clip it, do whatever you want as a member, and share it. Use it as a resource to go back and troll people that thought we was lying when we made some of these predictions. But do that. We also got merch available. Y'all go check out the merch. Don't forget, April 5th, that's the last day. We're gonna be switching off our merch, so go get it while you can. All right, but looking at this diagram, do y'all understand what I'm saying with Jordan Renard? I think right now, if you're in a specialized or specific play call set, that's where you place Jordan Renard. If you're in a run stopping 4-man front, right? A run stopping 4-man front, you don't necessarily put Keon Keeley out there. He's your big in-setting pass rusher and specialist at the bandit position, right? He's going to give you a little bit better coverage ability if he has to drop off in the flats. Same with LT Overton, same with Kelby Collins. They're able to kind of chip or play underneath tight ends and some of the flats and curl concepts, and they're able to get out to the flats, the release routes to the running backs, right there on the edge. Jordan Renard, not so much, but he can seal the edge. He can get to the quarterback from the edge. He can create run traffic havoc. You know what I'm saying? So I think in this setting, you got Jordan Renard right there as your number 2 guy for specified, what they call it, I guess keys or skill set play calls, right? Lost the first button to use. It's at the top. It's at the top. That's the one we're using. All right, so that's the D-line rotation. You see there. I got Keon Keeley starting at the bandit position. He's really been show in out since the close, like towards the end of last season. 31 is going to be a starter. What game doesn't matter. I think he fits whatever your game plan is. Him and LT Overton will have a healthy dosage, split reps. I don't think either one has a problem with splitting reps when you going off and you tagging your brother in and he's going out there and doing and producing just as good as you. I think Keeley honestly has the edge when it comes to just overall athleticism. LT Overton and Keeley at the same weight. I mean, I look at Keeley now, he does not look as big as LT Overton. LT Overton is a lot more stocky frame. Keeley is long arms. He looks like, Junior Seau. He looks like a tall Junior Seau, and just athletic, man. He's the guy that you want getting off the bus. I mean, build, you could tell he doesn't miss days in the weight room. And then you got a guy like Kelby Collins coming over from Florida. He's going to be like a big wolf for us, but primarily probably going to be in this deep rotation at defensive end. I think Collins, honestly, being at that frame, him playing big wolf, him and Ja Latham playing big wolf is going to push guys like Quay Russaw and who else is going to be at that wolf position? Yanzi Pierre, Noah Carter. It's going to push those guys to be able to flex to that will linebacker position in a lot of sets. And just think about Quay Russaw and some of the Mike reps, he like sort of inside linebacker reps he had to play last year and how effective he was. And also going back to his natural position, playing where he played in high school, playing in the middle of the defense. A specialty edge rusher, and when you have assets available at the inside linebacker position like Nakai Hillis-Green, like Deontay Lawson, like Justin Jefferson, your young guys that are catching up, QB Reese, becoming a young vocal leader in that room, Abdul Sanders doing great in that room. You could flex guys like Quay Russaw. You can flex guys like who else I was just talking about? Yanzi Pierre. You can flex guys like that. So let's get into this wolf position. This is probably the most attractive position on the defensive side. When I say attractive, I mean like just pure athleticism guys you really not going to be able to stop once you put them in pass rush. Let's start off with Quay Russaw. Already y'all know he's going to be the leader. Kind of had unseated Q-Rob as the starter last year. But they played they created about the same amount of impact with the way that they were being rotated. So I look at Quay Russaw to come in with a lot of experience under his belt, playing as a freshman, a redshirt freshman last year. You got to be excited about his development curve over the past few years, right? A redshirt freshman. A lot of people thought Russaw was a true freshman. No, Russaw was a redshirt freshman last year, y'all. That's why y'all remember he came in same year as James Smith. He just didn't play as many games that first year. James Smith got forced into a role as a freshman. Had a lot of injuries on the interior defensive line, remember? A lot of young mistakes in Saban's second year. Second to last year. I'm tripping. Yanzi Pierre right there behind my boy Quay. And you know who else is going crazy? And we're not talking about him a lot. And I hate that we do this because he's falling in a role where he's just kind of not getting lost in the rotation, but it's just a room just so full of talent. I gotta find him before I pull him up, so give me a second, y'all. I got to pull Ja Latham down here. And we're not talking much about Ja, man. I think he has to lose a little bit more weight, and then he got to show a lot more explosiveness. I'm gonna be honest, and I love Ja Latham. I think he a dog. I think last year, coming back from getting into a position, a different style, back to a style that he's more natural in of play, right, in this scheme. I think he had to get in an adjustment curve, and by that time, LT Overton had picked up and started being so productive that it kind of was like we had to keep the most consistent thing out there, right? But I think Ja kind of falls into like a case by case situation where if he's not able to get quality reps at the Bandit, even though I know he's moved to Wolf, I think he's still going to be utilizing Bandit situations where you're still going to have big personnel on that front, but you might want to get you want to be as small as possible, right? You want to get pass rushing specialists. I think Ja Latham goes to that Bandit side, and you get more speed, get more range with him than what you would with those guys that's true defensive ends. Because I honestly, I think he's more of a true defensive end in my opinion. A little bit shorter than what you want to see at the true DN. You see all those defensive end guys, them Bandit guys are 6'5", right? All those guys 6'4", 6'5", right? But I think he's right there with them. in that group. Playing the Wolf now, I think we're going to see something different schematically with Womack. Just creates more range and diversity for how we utilize our front. I think I'm missing somebody. Oh, here we go. There goes my boy, Justin Hill, the true freshman. I'm telling y'all right now, do not be surprised if this young man sneaks up in some pass rushing sets. Do not be surprised if number 8 gets thrown out there to pull some Will Anderson type energy. That boy is a dog. This rotation right here at Wolf is nasty. True freshman that's going to just be told to come in and go get the quarterback. That's like the best case scenario for. You get what I'm saying? Let's be real. For all my people out there that have coaching experience, as coaches, with your young guys, freshmen, first year players in Pee Wee League, you want to be able to tell a guy like, hey, just go out there and do this. Go 10 steps and turn around. And hopefully that works, right? I think that's what we're going to have with Justin Hill. As he's learning to make reads on the field and do all this and make adjustments, use his instincts, because he's very instinctive, very high IQ. I think his pass rushing ability gets him in early. They'll just move Rusaw off ball whenever they need Latham in there with his big. Oh man, nah, I don't think so. I think Rusaw played a solid hand and ground technique. I think he played online technique very good. Sealing the edge last year in the run game. I think he was very aggressive, very effective with his hands. Didn't allow people to get into his body. He put a little bit more weight on his frame. Was playing about 230 last year. Is up to 241. You look at everybody behind him. All of those guys are 6'3", 6'4". Got long arms. That's what you see in that room right there. Look at the anatomical makeup. 240. Josh is one of those big guys. Like I said, he's probably going to be your run stuffing Wolf. That way you don't have to flex Keeley over there all the time. You keep your rotation with those other 3-4 guys. Collins can be your big Wolf over there. So it's all going to be based off personnel groupings. I like this depth chart so far. What y'all think about my depth chart so far? Give me some thoughts too. I ain't seeing too many comments in the chat. Give me some thoughts. Well, when we do VOD, give me some thoughts in the comments about this current lineup so far. What about your defensive line rotation? Imagine your front four coming out starting at Bandit, Keon Keeley, James Smith, Tim Keenan, and Quay Rusaw as your front four. And then third down pass rushing said you bring in let's go ahead and start playing around. You bring in the likes of James Smith to go here, right? You move Tim Keenan, bring Smith in here with his pass rush ability. You Jordan Bernard is going 3 snaps, so you bring in a fresh Edric Hill, right? And then You bring in, instead of going LT for pass rush purposes, and it's, let's say 3rd and 6, passing down, Kelby Collins. 3rd and 2, LT Overton. Like it? What's up? Just tuned in. We just building our depth chart, man. Third and this is our front. 3rd and 2. Who we got? 3rd and 2. I'm bringing my boy Smitty. As a matter of fact, 3rd and 2. If we in the open field, we got Smitty out here. We got Smith, 3rd and 2. Got Tim Keenan out here. Fresh. We got him out there fresh. 3rd and 2. Trying to block the run. Trying to stop the run. That's what we looking at. 3rd and 2, trying to stop the run. Look at that front. James Smith, LT Overton, Tim Keenan, Ja Latham. Solid front right there. Raptor front, third and passing for sure. Raptor front, we rushing. I'm taking these big boys off. Tim Keenan. I'm bringing in Bola. I'm bringing some length and height across the front. Jordan Renard, getting him. Or Beeman, or Hill. I think Edric Hill is probably going to give me a little bit more height and length right there. A little bit more range too. I'm bringing my boy Kelby Collins out here. Height, length, or Keeley. Right? Interchangeable guys. Pure pass rushers. Yanzi Pierre, bring the length off the edge. I'm putting Coy Russo in the middle of the field. Weak side. I'm letting him float a little bit with his athleticism. So just looking at the base, our 4-2-5 base front, this is what we're looking at right now. This is what I'm looking at right now. Nose guard, defensive tackle, James Smith, Edric Hill right behind him, and Jeremiah Beeman playing some flex reps. I got Keon Keeley starting here, LT Overton, Kelby Collins. And that's no disrespect to Kelby Collins, and I don't think he looks at his opportunity as disrespectful, being listed 3rd on his depth chart, because I'm telling you, the defensive fronts, the sets, the personnel groupings that we're going to see interchanging, going on and off the field, teams that cannot effectively run tempo will struggle trying to stay fresh against this defensive front. Moving to the linebacker room, man, all the way to the linebacker room. We got the Wolf position already figured out. Let's go to the Mike position, the middle linebacker position, green dot guys, signal callers. And we're only building this based off of what's available in spring, chat. All right, let's get to this linebacker room. Mike 1, Nakai Hillis Green has been showcasing leadership and the adeptness to understand this defense. All righty. Comes from a similar scheme at Colorado. Play calling wise, the language is similar, right? A lot of the responsibilities you're asked to do at that position, he excels in them. I think he's probably going to end up transitioning when Lawson and Jefferson are 100% healthy. I think he'll probably be the primary weak side linebacker, the will. But for now, I see him working both positions. I think his IQ and just experience alone just helps us really reassure that position. With Lawson having some injury struggles, Jefferson, showcasing his adeptness last year, really excelled in the pass rush from the second level too, Justin Jefferson. So hopefully we're able to use Hillis Green there and get some quality production out of him. Moving on, Nakai Hillis Green, I think he's your number 1 there. Right behind him, surprisingly, I think this is something that it just fits. Abdul Sanders Jr. I think that's where he's working at in that position. Getting a lot of quality reps there. Same thing with Luke Metz. Let's go get Luke from up there. Same thing with Luke Metz. And these young guys are really benefiting from having the older guys out in front of them. A lot of these young guys are benefiting from having these older guys in front of them. Luke is going to have to play the Mike because he's so rangy. He's that Mike that can check out of a run play call and see coverage and get to it. Same thing with AJ Sanders. I think that's where Nakai Hillis Green is kind of limit us in our rotation. But everything else, you got to think everything else around him, it kind of makes up and keeps him being able to stay in the box and stay where traditionally where you want your linebackers to be able to operate and float. For Tua Henry, haven't been hearing much. I saw some aggressiveness from him, very physical, but not sure where he's going to fit into this rotation because I feel like he's more of an edge build, but I see him in that inside rotation. For this defense. A bigger body on the inside room. So when you get into your run stopping sets, I think that's where you're going to find him. He has the range, not necessarily all of the athleticism you get, but I could also see him playing more so of a wolf role, giving a lot of depth to that wolf role. So kind of the hybrid linebacker, heavy hybrid linebacker in this group. I'm not sure where to place him right now. You know, looking at him working in the inside room a lot, I'm curious to see what that turns into. Let's go to that will linebacker. Let's get QB Reese out here. I'm telling y'all, man, QB is going to be a dog. And y'all, I'm so sorry. I forgot about Noah Carter. He has been showing flashes over there at the wolf position. The room is deep, man. The room is deep. And I'm gonna be honest, this is how it looks. Rotational wise. If we're being honest, I would say it's more so like this. Not saying that he's a third string or anything like that. It's just the reps, man, how they're being divvied up. And he was a developmental prospect for me. Being told to go play edge rusher primarily after being offensively, I think he still had to coming into the college game. Noah Carter could have played tight end. He could have played wide receiver, honestly. Even now, I think he could be just like I said for Tua Henry, a guy that you put in the middle of your defense as at the linebacker position, whether it's weak or Mike, and you're going to get quality production. I think he can cover majority of your tight ends, running backs. I think he gives you quality pass rush length, right, coming down the middle of the defense, and then just he's slippery. He knows how to get to the ball. You know, you can miss a step with a guy like Noah Carter. So I think that wolf room, look how packed it is, y'all. That's 5 guys at that one position. Somebody's going to have to miss it this year, and it's going to show. I don't think it's going to be Justin Hill. I'll tell you that much. Buddy. Luke Metz is a developmental project. He's got more so not necessarily the game to learn. I think the speed at this level is going to be different for him, and the more live reps he gets, the quicker he's going to pick up. He's a test and trial development type of player. You get what I'm saying? Like, the more experience he gets, the more reps. Like Xavier Brown last year. Every rep, I feel like every game, Xavier Brown got better and better with every rep. Same thing with Jalen Mbakwe. I don't see guys like Noah Carter and Luke Metz and QB Reese and AJ Sanders and Duke Johnson. I don't see those guys struggling with gameplay time. Like, I don't see them. If they make a mistake, I see them learning from it and being able to apply it in their game. Kind of like Kool-Aid did. We have a smart group of players in this 25 class. Speaking of, man, Duke Johnson getting that rotation at that weak side linebacker position. And I want y'all to understand, this looks funny because you got so many older guys out. So I'm not saying this is our fall depth chart. I'm just saying right now in spring, I think we see this type of rotation because of the injuries there. You got to think Justin Jefferson and Deontay Lawson are probably going to be your starters at the Mike and the Will. Deontay Lawson being the Mike, Jefferson being the Will linebacker, right? But you look at what we have available right now. I'm confident that we could take this rotation right here into the season, right, and be effective. Not a lot of experience right there with QB Reese possibly being the starter there, but him being in that position right now that's a good sign. QB Reese looks good too, man. QB Reese looks good. I think being able to kind of develop his body, still a little undersized, but we saw undersized Justin Jefferson have just as much effectiveness in this defensive scheme. This scheme allows your will linebackers to be a lot smaller than what you want your linebackers to be. because they get flexed out to like a strong safety role so much. In the box safety at the linebacker position with a small linebacker frame or a big safety frame, basically. Either or, however you want to look at it. Tomato. All right, let's go to the defensive back room, and then we're going to go into a quick intermission, get a little stretch in, and talk about the offensive side. Just make sure I got all the linebackers available. I don't want to disrespect nobody. All linebackers available. Oh my God, I am horrible. My youngin, man, Caden Jones. I knew I was forgetting about too much talent. Too much talent on the roster. Caden Jones, interchangeable. I think Caden Jones, Duke Johnson, Luke Metz, those guys, special teams superstars. Got to get that type of talent. Got to get them on the field some type of way. Get a guy like Duke Johnson to buy into special teams. That'd be crazy. I remember how effective Q-Rob was on special teams before he became a primary starter on the defensive side. We missed Q-Rob's type energy on special teams last year. And then we watched the Tides that bind, and you saw how much passion he took. Caden Jones, Duke Johnson, Luke Metz, QB Reese, Fatul Henry, like your linebackers that really can get out and get to it. Man, put them on that kickoff return. That kickoff. Will be interesting to compare fall lineup to spring lineup based on what we've seen. 100%, because this is week one. This is week one spring lineup. Shout out to the 31 in the chat on YouTube. Make sure y'all dropping likes on the stream. We got 22 likes, 32 in the chat on YouTube. We got 22 likes. I like this rotation at the wheel position. Fatul and Henry, I wonder, man. I don't know. Do we keep him stood up in the middle of the field? I don't think he lacks the athleticism. I can't recall him, like, I don't know his skill set all the way. And I don't recall 14 making huge plays. Sully, I'm starting to feel the same way, my guy. Gridiron Rivals, what's good? Roll Tide in the chat, my guy. Appreciate you for pulling up. Yeah, Sully, I don't see why we shouldn't at least be close. Get what I'm saying, Sully? He did it at Washington. I think he's gonna. I think Coach DeBoer is like salivating at this roster and how it looks right now. With the amount of talent that he has available, the depth of talent he has available right now, it's kind of hard not to just look at this situation and be like, man, I got it good right now. Right? You mess around, you got Damani Jackson that you don't have to play for 90 snaps a game because that's the type of talent you have in the room. It's going to get scary. It's going to get scary for sure. And then this is DeBoer's team this year. Hey, that's a topic for debate. That's a debatable topic because I don't think this is his team yet. I don't think it's his team yet. I don't think so. I think he has the reins. He's got the keys. I think this year, after this year, he will understand fully what he is capable of. Because this is the year he's able to take the reins off. Like, he's able to just go all gas, no brakes with his philosophy. And now, going forward from this year, it's my team. Years 3 to wherever, it's his team. Because year 2, you're still dealing with some culture transition. You still got a lot of Saban guys. Well, not many. We don't have many Saban guys. But you got different cultures mixed in. You've done good with the portal. You got your freshman guys acquainted into the new culture. You're not having as much culture clash in the locker room. So I think next year is truly his team. When his freshman recruiting class is juniors, which is Ryan Williams and those guys that he was able to secure that number 2 recruiting class, he was able to convince them to stay. When those guys are juniors in the classroom, that's when it's his team. And that's usually how guys, most coaches, they count it. They usually say when their guys that they recruited are becoming juniors, that's when they feel like it's their team. Because now the guys that you recruited that bought into your idea first, they're juniors and they're kind of sort of the guys that's looked to as the leaders, as the leaders on the team, the older guys on the team. %, Mary J. And we won't have to do one of these. Hold on. When the last time we had to do one of these, chat? Let me see. Faye B. Resport, and then we won't have to do one of these. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember we used to have to do them, man? We got it. Oh, man, that used to be funny. Oh, those was funny. Those are good times, man. Those are good times. Y'all remember those? Oh, man, good times, good times. Yep, I think Duke Johnson just has to continue to be patient, wait his turn. So much talent in front of him. Next year, he will get an opportunity to be a quality rotational depth player at that Wolf position. I think this year they're working him at will just to showcase his athleticism. He's got to put on a lot of weight too, man. My boy got to get in that weight room, get on that diet plan, get some weight on him, man. Got to get some weight on him. I wonder, I think QB Reese might be 230-ish, man. We're going to have to check. I'm going to get some inside scoop, see if we can get some inside scoop on some real weights. Because I think QB is a little bit bigger than Duke. And I don't think Duke that short either. But, all right, secondary. Let's get into the conversation. Oh, wait. I said let's do this secondary, then we're going to take our break. All right, CB1. This is ISO corner. This is the side of the field where you're going to see a lot of your one-on-one matchups with the cornerback. I think we're going to see Damani Jackson continue to man that position, right? No questions asked. He is the leader in that cornerback room, rightfully so. He showcased his abilities last year, and I think coming from USC, there wasn't a lot of hope in him, and I was one of those analysts that wasn't too hype about getting him, right? There wasn't a lot of hype about him. But then when you go back and you look at the high school film and how he played even in a horrible scheme at USC, I immediately retracted my statements and became a fan early on for Damani Jackson, knowing that he would be in a scheme, understanding what Kane Womack was bringing as far as defensive schematics. Damani Jackson's skill set fits that ISO corner position like a charm. All right, so let's get up here. Damani Jackson behind him. Like I said, it's crazy to see and hear, but you got Dijon Lee. True freshman. Coming in year one. First year, spring. Where my boy at? Definitely gotta go get my boy Dijon. Did we not get him? All right, let's get that clipped real quick, chat. Hold on. Cannot go through this without having my youngin. I don't know how that didn't. Let's get that. There it is. Get him down here on this depth chart. Boundary corner. Yes. CB second on that depth chart right now. Right? And then behind him, you've kind of seen a mixture of guys get some reps out there. I'm looking at guys like Deshaun Jones, who's been a quality defensive back for us. He's very flexible in the secondary. I look at Xavier Brown. He's probably going to continue to play on that boundary side, right? That boundary side to where he's got, the inside help. Skill sets. This is a secondary group where you really want to play skill sets in the right position. So I'm not putting Xavier Brown in ISO situations, right? He did a lot of that last year, had success, but you look at his skill set, right? His skill set, where he thrives in, put him out there in the boundary where he's going to have some inside help. And then I'm gonna put and then you have Red Morgan working out here. Had Red Morgan working out here. Wait, no, he was on the other side, CB2 side. You got a lot of walk-ons working there though. All right, so let's go ahead and work the other side, CB2 side. Right now, if I'm being honest, it's not Xavier Brown's job right now. Cam Calhoun is that dude, man. Cam Calhoun is that dude. Probably the most valuable pickup in the portal, right? If we had to go out and get a guy in the portal, probably the most valuable pickup in the portal for the secondary. Probably the most valuable pickup in the portal. And then he comes in from a defensive scheme, man, where he was literally a lockdown corner, chat. He was a lockdown corner at Utah. Like, people acting like he wasn't just that dude at Utah. He was a lockdown corner. This is our lineup from last year, y'all. Red Morgan was 175 last year. Look at it, youngie. And we're going to be doing a segment on that too. I think we're going to do a live on that today. I remember we was doing this last year. Dang, look at that roster. That's cool. What's poppin', AAA fam? What's up, MJ? Welcome in, man. We just building this depth chart. I'm gonna go over the defensive depth chart right now. So we're too deep at each position right now. Let's keep it too deep, and then we'll go and fill in those auxiliary guys that we've been hearing about. Husky to me, when I think traditionally what the Husky would be, traditionally that's your strong safety. Your Husky is your guy that's going to possibly, shout out to Bay with the 199 super sticker, checking in on her lunch break. Look at baby checking in on her lunch break. I might cut this early. Y'all might need to go talk to my boo. But nah, hey baby, appreciate that 199 super sticker. Roll Tide, thank you for supporting your man. I appreciate you as always. You're the GOAT, baby. But nah, secondary Husky to me, traditionally strong safety, right? Strong safety, the guy that you want to put in robber type situations. He's able to play third phase coverage concepts. He can play off man, right? He's going to excel in that. Who's going to start at the Husky position? I think it's the foregone answer in this scheme and assets available, not what's on the team, but what's happening in practice right now. You gotta go with Bray Hubbard. Looking at how he played next to Malachi Moore last year, Bray Hubbard played more of and he caught a lot of his picks in safety roles, free safety roles, but he played that accessory and run support. Malachi Moore really played a lot more one high look last year. And when things shifted to where he was the guy, interchangeable safeties right now, but permanent and locking guys in, boxing them into a position, Bray Hubbard, he's going to make my roster as the first guy at the Husky position. He's going to make my roster as the first Husky. Because whatever you have at safety right now, we know that's just holding position for the man Keon Sabb. You put Keon Sabb at the top of your defense, you let him do whatever he wants. He tells you what he's going to do because that's how good he is. I'm just playing. Let me stop that. But you got Bray Hubbard there, right? And then this is where I see Dre Kirkpatrick excelling right here at this position, at the Husky position. Looking at him work last year at that same position, transitioning from traditional corner, he's still able to maintain that nickel corner feel that he's used to, right? That nickel corner feel that he's used to. So yeah, you let him, you bring Dre there. He's getting quality reps this year because of some injuries in the secondary. You got Cam Howard, going to be coming in at that free safety position. I don't have his graphic up here yet. Right? We're going to be talking about that. Deshaun Jones. Everybody's like, where he going to play? I think that's a rover guy. Traditional nickel corner build. Right? Zay Mincy. Free safety. We going to the safety position yet? I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss no DBs. Oh, and y'all know I got to keep my guy. Where Elijah May and Chase at? Where them boys at? I'm going to keep putting them on the depth chart. You know, God forbid we have a crazy injury bug, right? Because I would love to be the one to get the recognition for, you know, exposing this storyline about these two talented guys. Elijah May, another boundary corner that, you know, spring ball. When we talk about the 8-day spring practice, we're going to get to see this guy get some quality reps. We're going to put him out here. I got mad respect for the PWOs, man. Mad respect for the PWOs. And it's no secret, we don't have a lot of guys in our secondary. We just got, you know, 10 or 11 real good guys. My boy BDB said Keon Glaze. I got some glaze for you. Ooh, boy. I think we're going to do an offensive live tonight because we're creeping up on that hour time frame. Phone line's open too. My fault. I did not say it. Mary J 334-625-1121. Add that to the what you call it banner. Let me see what this banner says. Give me a second, chat. Let me get with the producer. There we go. Yeah, there it is. I ain't know if I had it on there. Phone line is now open, chat. My bad. I should have been told y'all. While we building the defensive side, and then we'll build the offensive side on another live. That way we can chop this up. I think this gonna be good chop up. Get that phone line up. All right, we got the phone line up. Phone line is open 334-625-1121. Call in, share your thoughts on this roster, man. We can make changes while you on the line and everything. So got Bray Hubbard at the Husky. I got my boy Dre Kirkpatrick, follow him up. All right, making sure I do this the right way based off my perception. Ivan Taylor, Deshaun Jones. Make sure I get all my DBs consolidated. Red Morgan. Okay, now we get into it. Zay Mincy. All right, let's go to the free safety position. Right now, at the free safety position, you got to think there's so many guys out. Keon Savage probably going to be free safety one, right? We don't have a Devontae Smith coming back this year. Malachi Moore is gone. So there is no other experience in the safety room other than the young man who showed quality reps when he was asked to play that position. And there's none other than my youngin, Xavier Mincy. I like him, and he and Dre Kirkpatrick out on the field together. Zay and Red Morgan, that's a solid group. You're not going to see flashy out there with these guys. Physical. Dre Kirkpatrick don't get enough credit for how physical he is. I don't think he get enough for credit. So I got Zay Mincy out there right now. Then I don't know where Cam Howard's graphic is, but seeing him grow and develop. Let's go get the Cam Howard graphic real quick, chat. Cam Howard, another IMG kid, smaller on the shorter side, but fits with the weight at that free safety position. Hovering around that 195, 200 range, right where you want your safeties at. Guys that can come up and make open field tackles. He's got the speed. Cam Howard is fast. 6 is fast on the defensive side. I'm telling y'all. You heard me say it here. He's fast on that defensive side. Came from Charlotte, smaller school, right? Still a D1 program. So that's our safeties right there. Ivan Taylor, young guy. Hovering around. Having to get told to calm down a little bit. Calm down there a little bit, brother. It's just practice, brother. Headhunting, man. A lot of these guys, man, I'm telling y'all these 25 kids, man, my fear is that they won't be patient because you look at the skill sets, you look at what they do on the field, you look at how the college football game is becoming younger and younger, and you can't pass up a talent like Ivan Taylor. Let me find the graphic. I know I got it on here, chat. I didn't bring Ivan down here already. There it is. Ivan Taylor. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to cut this up so we don't have all that dead space. 30-minute video, 20-minute. I think people watch it. So you got Ivan Taylor, true freshman right there. And I don't think this depth chart, that him being third means that he's going to get third string reps, because I've seen formations where he's in the same alignment with Bray Hubbard. You know, I've seen where he and Red Morgan are on the field together, or he and Cam Calhoun on the field together. Like, I've seen those alignments. So this is just based off of what we have available right now. You know, when Sapp comes back, I think Mincy gets moved more so to that strong safety role to reinforce, you know, guys like Bray Hubbard. He's your first dime safety off the bench, right, in the rotation. So now go to the rover position. I think this is going to be an interesting find, guys. I really do, because ideally, I would take Xavier Brown and place him there. We've seen him work at both spots, even as a true freshman, get worked in that rover position, just to have your best 3 cover assets available, right? To have your 3 best cover assets available. But you have a lot of experience in Deshaun Jones. You have a lot of experience in Deshaun Jones, and I think this is the dilemma right now with this staff. Do you really lose the experience that you gained and not play the experience you gained in this scheme, in this system, and the production that you got from Xavier Brown? Do you chance not having that cover asset out there to sacrifice, you know, quote unquote experience with a red shirt senior? I think I'm giving the nod to my young guy, who I basically was able to retain as a recruit. And if Deshaun Jones can't play rotational reps, we can lose his skill set in this secondary. We can lose his skill set in the secondary. You're reinforced by having flexible guys like Zay Mincy, who can play rover, like Cam Calhoun, who can play rover, and you got other boundary corners on this roster that you're confident in. You got guys who can get flex to Husky, and you can roll a Bray Hubbard to rover, who can play that position. I think Bray Hubbard can play rover. That's all it is Malachi Moore's role. Being able to play in that nickel corner spot, you want a good guy that can run fit. We have those assets available if we lose to Deshaun Jones. So I think you give the nod to Xavier Brown. Checks all the blocks with what you want out of that position, but mostly gives you the range and coverage that you want. Being that a lot of offenses spreading the ball out in the quick pass game, you want your quickness there. You want your guys that can cover ground fast, get to the ball, and make quality tackles, right? And I think that's all of our defensive players we have available during the spring. If I'm not mistaken, let me double check. I know your boy can't see, so let me super zoom. I think that's it, chat. All right, bet. Red Morgan. I cannot forget my boy Red. Let me not do that. I will not forget Phoenix City's finest. The boy is in the mix everywhere. That's why it's hard to remember him. You look up, one minute he's playing in one position, next he's at another. So you guys could see why Red Morgan was kind of transitioned to play that boundary corner. Looking at what's available out there, right? We are talented. And I need Bama Nation to understand, we are talented in the defensive back room. We're not worried about what's available. You got to think we still have Keon Sapp, who's injured. That's the primary guy that we're missing out of this rotation. Bringing him back creates a lot of rotational depth in a lot of these spots. Just one guy coming back allows you to be a lot more flexible. You got Xavier Mincy, who's flexible in that room. Drake Kirkpatrick Jr., who's flexible in that room. right? And like I said, some unsung heroes: Prince Butler, Elijah May, Chase Davis, guys that they could leave and go play somewhere else on scholarship. Rotational quality, rotational depth guys, starters. But they're at Alabama and continuing to develop and help this team become a better squad. I appreciate y'all for tapping in today, looking at our roster. Let's look at it one more time. I'm gonna full screen it one time, Mary. I'm gonna full screen this roster one time. Check it out, chat. Starting lineup. Our depth chart right now here on the Coach Smook Network. Let's dress it up while we're looking at it. Dress it up, baby. I'm dressing it up, baby. Hey, dressing it up, baby. All right. Then you got your guy sitting here. Interchangeable in these spots right here. Kind of elevated. Let's lift it a little bit. Let's slim this down a little bit. There we go. And we'll organize this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give some of y'all access to this. Some of my moderators. Just organize it so when we pull it up again, it look good. So, if y'all like this rotation right here for this defensive line, James Smith, Keon Keeley, Tim Keenan at the nose guard position. Talk about it. Quay Russaw starting at that Wolf. And then you got your rotation guys, man. LT Overton, Jordan Renard, Edric Hill, Steve Bola, Yanzi Pierre, Justin Hill. I think Justin Hill is edged into that rotation already as a true freshman, guys. I really do. Coach Rob loves Justin Hill. That was his prize for the recruiting class. Justin Hill and Duke Johnson were prizes in this recruiting class. All right, but to continue. At the mic position, you got Nakai Hill Green. You got QB Reese. Following those guys up in that middle tandem, you got Abdul Sanders, Henry, Caden Jones, I believe. Now that I'm getting some memory stuff coming back. Switch that. I think Caden Jones is solidified there. Now that I think about it, Caden Jones, Abdul Sanders Jr. standing next to side. I've also seen Caden Jones here too, y'all. I've also seen this too. So the will position doesn't seem to be figured out. Which is okay. But I know they like this tandem together. Reese and Abdul Sanders Jr., I know they love that tandem together. I wouldn't be surprised if Caden Jones has like a breakout like spring. Because he's everywhere on the field, man. Just wait. Y'all will see. He's like, him and Justin O together were like that, you know? So QB Reese, Duke Johnson right there, Luke Metz in that rotation too, young guys. These are, I think, that group of linebackers, AJ, Luke, Duke, QB, and Caden, they have to be special team studs. Along with Noah Carter, along with Justin Hill, who's going to be in the rotation, but he's going to have to get on that special teams, along with Ivan Taylor, right? Along with Dijon Lee. All these young guys that aren't going to play primary reps. Special teams is where you're going to be able to make your impact and just motivate the coaching staff to put you on that field. You're dialed in there, you're going to be dialed in with bigger responsibilities. Damani Jackson, Dijon Lee, 1 and 2 at corner. Elijah May, honorable mention. Husky Bray and Dre. Free safety, we got Zay, Cam, and Ivan. Young guy. I think Zay is there because he's that flexible, guys. 12 might end up, if Sab has any complications, 12 might be the guy. I think you're good with Taylor, and I think they will give Taylor an opportunity. But 12 is going to be our saving grace. If anything falls apart in the secondary, Mincy should be the guy to go and try to fix it and patch it up. Xavier Brown, Deshaun Jones, right there at the rover position. I like Xavier Brown playing close to the line of scrimmage, y'all. And I think he might beef up a little bit over the summer. I think he really want to get up to that 200 range. I think he do. And then your rangy corners right here. Red Morgan. I know a lot of people gonna laugh, say Red at corner. Yes, as more natural for him. He's not thinking as much. It's a lot more simplified as far as concepts. You can always bail out to cover 3 and make an open field tackle to save yourself. Right? Just gotta remember, when you don't have over the top help, don't get caught up in that first phase trying to jam up and create contact. So that's the depth chart there, chat. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that today here on the Coach Smook Network. Don't forget, man, to tap in, continue to support the network. Like, share, subscribe on the stream. If you're tapping in post stream, you're not watching the value, you're watching this live. If you're watching this post live, let me do a proper get out of here. If you're tapped in post live, make sure you drop a like, a share, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, which is absolutely free, make sure you subscribe to the channel by hitting that subscribe button and turn on all your notifications, turn that bell on, so whenever we post any content, whenever we're live, you're able to see it. If you're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any of those platforms, and you're seeing clips from this, come to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 2.9K. 2.9K. We're trying to get to 3K before the end of the month, trying to get to 4K before the end of April, trying to get to 5K before the end of May. So help your boy by sharing the content and getting us out there. And if you're not a member of the AAA family, if you're not able to get behind the scenes Smook scoop and things in that nature, you're not getting the inside scoop on what's happening with Alabama football or Alabama sports or whatever we come across in the sports world with inside scoop. If you're not getting it before everybody else, it's because you don't have a wristband. You can get a wristband for $2.99, and that helps this content continue to be shared. It helps us grow, helps us resource and use whatever you contribute to continue to upgrade everything that we have now. As you all see, we got new headphones thanks to you all, the AAA family. We got a new mic. We got some sound effects in this thing now. I think we, let me see. Do we got, can y'all hear the echo? Chat, can y'all hear the echo? Chat, can you hear the echo, chat? Let me know if you hear the echo, chat. Let me know. Can y'all hear it? Chat. Do y'all hear the echo? Or is it just in my headphone? Oh, you know what? Chat, y'all ain't gonna hear, cause no echo. Hold on. Chat. Chat. Can y'all hear the echo now? No echo, MJ? Chat, mic. Check, mic. Still no echo? Still no echo. Oh, man, it ain't working. It's just in my headphones. So, hopefully, we can get our audio set up, because I have an echo sound effect. I just got to figure out how to hook it up. And we're trying to route it to where it's make sure we ain't getting no echo. We're trying to route it to where it's not too much. It's real powerful. So we're going to get it fixed and worked out. But again, I appreciate you all, every one of you, for tapping in and showing love here on the Coach Smook Network. And remember, like, share, subscribe. Shout out to all of our sponsors: Yon Clothing Brand, Men of Standard Executive Security, Helping Hands LLC. Shout out to all of the AAA family that's supported, man. And don't forget to go follow your boy on all socials at Coach Smook. Hey, and don't forget, drop a comment if you're watching this VOD. Drop a comment in the chat. Hashtag PMITGC. Put me in the game, coach. Hashtag PMITGC. And I will recognize you on the next video. Thank you for tuning in and showing up and showing out. AAA, SOS, God bless, Roll Tide. And when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Much love to everybody.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.